Hello and welcome to. We're going to visit the downtown Disney store in California. This thing is incredible. So you've got loads and loads of models on the outside. So we're having a look at Buzz and Woody, and then there's a couple of others that we're going to be taking a look at as well. You can just see the size and scale of this store from the outside. You can see all of the different models that are going to be on the inside as well. So as we pan around and have a look at all the different bits and pieces, we take this from a different angle. They've then got a very, very impressive window display, because this is a store that I actually saw the Avengers Tower built up for the first ever time, and I made my decision there and then that I do need to add it to my collection. So you can see up here, this is a slightly different view, so you can hopefully now see a little bit better that Buzz is holding Woody in that one. And now I do believe we're going to be panning up and taking a look at the humongous dragon that is on top of this store. There's quite a lot going on the outside of this store, and then obviously there's even more going in on the inside. But if I do forget to say it, has anybody ever managed to get onto the second level of this store? It does look like it actually just gets used as a stock room now, but they did seem to have a mosaic maker up there at one point, so I don't know if they relocated their stock room or if they're going to be in the process of doing something different. So if a regular can let me know, that would be absolutely fantastic. So this is the window display, as you can see, and then on the outside this is the other side of the window where you have obviously Beauty and the Beast, and you can see you've got the clock, the candle, and all of these Lego built pillars all the way up to the top. So obviously all of these will be sun damaged at some point because it's obviously outside all the time. That is the only thing Lego, it does fade over a period of time, but they are still looking very, very healthy and also very impressive as well. So if you wanted a good photo opportunity, like a lot of people were getting at this point, you can stand in front of that, standing in between them two, and there's lots and lots of people getting photos and standing around all of the different models that are actually located on the outside. Right into the inside, the first thing I saw was a oversized up house. This thing is a custom built, it is huge, with lots and lots of balloons and everything on top, and the back of it where you've got all the bits and pieces on the inside looks super, super impressive as well. So I don't know how many bricks this was, because as you can see, I couldn't actually see a thing because it was at the time where the sun was coming directly through the window. But again, it's all oversized and it does look very, very good indeed. So I'm very, very impressed with that. And then as we pan around, you can just see the scale and size of the store. So we've got lots and lots to take in and soak in. I think I managed to film everything. Obviously, you can see the store is very, very busy. They have a massive pad wall on the back, which we will be taking a better look at, but they've got a good minifigure section. They've also got a mosaic maker, and they've got some custom other bits and pieces as well around the back of the store. So as people were moving around and waddling around, as you can see, you've got the big Aladdin up at the top, just dangling off the ceiling there. Again, that was a very, very impressive build. You have got all of these in the window from the back. So you've got the Pocahontas set, which does look very, very nice. That went into a sale very quickly, actually, in the UK. I was quite surprised about that one. And then to see this built up, this is an impressive looking thing as well, because this is your Harry Potter mixed in with your track. That did look rather smart. And then you got the Avengers Tower as well. So like I said, this was the first ever time I saw this built up. I asked the young lady when I first came in, do you have the tower? They said yes. Do you have all the giveaways that go with it? And they said yes. But the only thing is I could not fit it back in my suitcase. So that was the only thing to consider. If you are away on holiday and you are thinking of bringing back something with you, you're going to have a rather large suitcase for these new sets, or obviously you can just wait until you get back, because I don't think they had any exclusive sets here. So I don't think there's anything exclusive. There was no exclusive like Disney owned bits and pieces here. I think it was just all the stuff that you could normally buy from the Lego website anyway. But like I said, that was the first ever time I saw that. Now moving on to the Marvel display, and they've got lots and lots of bits and pieces on show, and also they've got some really nice displays as well. They've got these dotted all over the shops. They have obviously grouped all the bits and pieces together, so it's really easy to know. It's really easy to follow. It's really nice and easy to see everything. I just like the fact that they've got so much stuff on display, because it's always nice to see just the size and scale of everything, because sometimes they don't put the size on the box, and you never know what it's like until you see it in person. So you can see, if you did want to get some of the good Lego minifigures, you can get them in the Quinjet. That is still currently available and in a sale as well. So those minifigures are basically the same ones that come with the Avengers Tower, but they are a good clump of figures. Now this set, I do believe, was the first time, yes, I ever saw this built. So this did look very, very good on display, and obviously you can see what they've been doing. They have added in some of the other sets on display as well, and they've started to make dioramas within the displays, which is always a nice thing. But the best place I've ever seen that for is actually the big shop in Legoland, California. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. They have some custom displays up there. They've got the smaller Batman, they've got the 92, then they've got the Batwing, and they had the Batman at the bottom. And now this one is something of everything, if I remember rightly, because you've got the A-frame followed by the Alpine Lodge, and then as we spin round, they have some of the other little bits and pieces as well. So like I said, this was filmed November actually of 2023. 3, ready for the Christmas period. So there's lots and lots of different bits and pieces to have a look at. So end of November, start of December, I do believe. Now you have got the Rivendell, the Lord of the Rings, you've got all the architecture sets, and you have got all of the current, what was out and about at that time, all of the flower sets. Now they rotate around very, very quickly. You can see again the Concord selling fast there. There's one or two of those boxes missing. Lighthouse was available. That does look very, very impressive. And again, you can just see the size of the Harry Potter and the Rivendell. Then they've got the globe. And then moving up, you've got all the slightly smaller sets mixed in with the larger ones as well. So like I said, they've tried to keep them all grouped together. Some of them I would definitely add to my collection. Some of them I haven't got need to add to my collection. But then at the same time, they all do look very, very impressive. And yes, that is the current or the newest modular that was out and about at the time. Above that was actually the hotel. Then beside that was the Avengers Tower. Now you can see just the size of the box. There's absolutely no way I was going to be able to get that box into the suitcase, which is a bit of a shame. And then you got the Viking village. Underneath that, you got the nice fortress for the pirates. And underneath that, you got the nice big castle. So all of those I would like at some point potentially. Beside that, you've then got the grand piano, as you can see. And then you've got the jazz. Now, what I like about that jazz one is that it's a 4-person build. So there's 4 separate instruction manuals, apparently. There could be 4 of you all sat around and you can build a piece each. That is something that I like Lego that are now starting to do, where you can actually build it as groups rather than just one person sat down by themselves building one huge set. So you can split it up into sections, and if each section is in a different instruction booklet. I do quite like that thing. Now again, they've got the NES system mixed in with all the other games, so they've kept all the gaming stuff together. Then you've got the Transformers Optimus Prime, and then I think there's 1 or 2 football pitches, and they've got all the Sonic stuff grouped together as well. And I do believe there's going to be more Sonic bits and pieces coming out in 2024, so it'll be very, very interesting to see what the characters that we're going to get. Now, talking of characters, you've got the Super Mario. Now, do believe that in the January CMFs, there is a little bit of an Easter egg to Toad. So potentially we might be getting some, finally, Super Mario minifigures. He says, will it happen? Let us know. So if you're watching this back from the future and they have come out and about, then obviously let us know if you picked any of them up. And yes, that was a burger and some fries, I think, in one of those display cabinets right beside all of the Minecraft. Again, you've got a double depth for the display for the Minecraft. Really nice to see all of these built up. And it's just walls and walls of sets. So you really could get quite a lot of different bits and pieces. I do like the backdrop, and I do like how they put it on the plexiglass displays up in there. And again, you've got all of the sort of Lego, these are the Lego City theme. So that was the current Lego City bits and pieces. So you had the garage, and then you had the largest set at the time. I can know a lot of these are going to get changed in January, because there is a huge amount of Lego sets coming in January, especially from the Lego City range. And now the fact that probably the most expensive one to come out in January got an early release in December, it'd be interesting to see if more people end up buying the sort of lower price points for their displays rather than having to save up for the most expensive. So it'd be very, very interesting from a business point of view how busy the Lego stores are going to be on either the 1st of January, if they are open on New Year Day, or 2nd of January. So it'd be very, very interesting with how New Year's falling this year, because I think a lot of people are going to go straight back to work on the Tuesday. So it might be a lot of people ordering stuff online. Now, they've got a good selection of 4+ bits and pieces as well, and some of the stuff had obviously sold out, as you could see. But coming down, I think this was a 3-in-1, so $29.99 for a 3-pack vehicle. That is this one for the 2K drive. Now, that's a 2K drive exclusive. I didn't even notice that when I was walking around the shop. So that is the exclusive set that you can get for the game, if you bought the game at obviously at a certain time. So you had to buy a certain edition. So they must have had 1 or 2 little Easter egg exclusives in this store, because the Legoland California also had a bit of an Easter egg, because they had the Lego store opening giveaway purchase available to buy. And that was just by the till. You could bought it for like £12 or something. Now, don't forget, that's a £330 price point to be able to get that giveaway exclusive. And they just had it for sale normally. And now I've just seen they had the 2K Drive one as well. Luckily, I don't have the game, and I had no interest in those sets at all. But I would have been quite annoyed with myself if I wanted them, because I did not spot that through the camera lens. So watching this back again for the first time since filming it, I am seeing different things to what I would have seen the first time. Now, if you are a big Friends set, huge sale going on at the moment. So this is going to be uploaded just before Christmas week. This is going to be uploaded before Christmas. So all of these sets that we're looking at now are basically in a sale, ready for the massive new wave of Friends sets that are going to be coming out and obviously replacing all of these. And they are still adding in new characters from time to time and all that kind of thing. Very, very impressive box artwork. You can see all the different characters at the top. It's easy enough to see all the new faces. And the new wave that's going to be coming out in 24 does look very impressive. They've gone much, much larger for the sets and the price point. So I think the price point for the Lego Friends stuff is very, very good. And you can see they are introducing more and more 4+ sets across the whole range. And that is the sort of step off from Duplo 4+ up into sort of the normal Lego range. Because with all the 4+ sets, there are no stickers included. And I do believe the pieces are slightly bigger as well. So again, moving on, I do believe now to our Ninjago section. They got multiple waves out of Ninjago at the moment from different series and lines, all mixed in together. So you either pick your favorite TV show and just try and get all of those, or you can just go by the box artwork. But again, looking at the larger Ninjago set, it does look very, very impressive. And Ninjago Markets is something that I have not yet got. I have made space for in my own collection, and it screams my name every single time I look at the Ninjago bits and pieces because I think it is very, very impressive. But we'll see what 2024 brings. Now, again, you had talking of the set. There it is. So the Rising Dragon, 14+ at 71799. Now, this is what I was talking about at the start of the shop. Could you get up there? Because there was a staircase that was blocked off for the staff. Yes, that is a pick-a-build, so that is your pub wall. It is massive, and we will have a quick look at some of the bits and pieces in here. Now, I have slowed it down for some of you, so you will be able to see this a little bit better in a second. So we go through a couple of them just at a fast pace, and then I slowed it down so you can just see what it's about. It was very, very difficult to film this because there is so many people with cups just getting different bits and pieces, but the wall is massive. Now, we will go back to that. You've got the Mosaic Maker, which is now downstairs, but it did look like they had a much bigger one upstairs, so I don't know if you could get up there. Now, this was the current giveaways for the time, so you had the balls and you had the horse and carriage. So if you did manage to build that up over Christmas, or you've saved it for the following Christmas, then obviously do, again, let us know in the comment section if you're a fan of the keyrings. Loads and loads of them to pick from, and you can see you've got lots and lots of little dots at the top. You've got more daffodils up there. Again, cabinets dotted all around the middle with stuff underneath them just for you to pick up and grab. Now, these are the perfect sizes for your suitcases and backpacks if you are traveling. And again, they make good gifts. And this was, I think, being built. This has just come out on the 1st of the month, I think, for the tiny plants. They are, aren't they? And they are tiny, tiny as well. Now, you have got lots and lots of artwork on the wall. So I ended up walking around and having a look at all the artwork on the walls as well. You can see the Amazing Spider-Man does look very, very impressive with his neck sticking out on the wall. And then you can see all of the different bins where people can build up their own custom minifigures. And I think you can actually print on the torsos at this store as well. And this was the first time me seeing it in a store for the new modular. So you can see the roof off, and then you have got the top bit and the bottom bit. So it is only 2-tier with the roof. Massive scale. Obviously it's a base plate and half, so that is the big museum, and it has got sort of the olive green on the outside, so I think on display that will look really nice. And then they've got all these grab bins for the different boxes where you can just get all the little bits and pieces for your Christmas sets, and they just make almost good stocking filler sizes. Now, again, around the outside they have all of these bits, so they have quite a few of these dotted around actually, and underneath and over the TV. So if you just stop and sort of did a full 360 of the store and didn't look at the different bits and pieces with regards to boxings and that kind of thing of stuff that is on the shelf, I think it did look very, very impressive. There's lots and lots of different things to actually soak in and have a look at. And again, you can see with the displays, they've made them up for the Duplo as well, so that every single section has the same surface area with regards to the displays and almost the same size stock shelf as well. But this one has, what, 4, I think, maybe 5 cubes underneath, and then there's obviously a set that's been dumped. So there was a decision made somewhere, and they did not bother to pull the trigger on that one. And now you've got both of the art ones side by side. That's the first time I've actually seen them both together. I think the wave does look very, very impressive, and obviously you can get one of the minifigures with one of them. Now, 3 and 1. There's a lot of these to have a look at, if I remember rightly. And again, most of them should be in the cabinet. And then we got over the Harry Potter as well. So you can see a lot of the stuff had been sold, which is obviously the point of it being a shop. And there was staff continuously refilling this back up. So we are, like I said, we are at Downtown Disney, where it links to the two Disney parks. So if you go far enough down, you can then get to the entrance of both theme parks if you wanted to, and it did look very, very impressive. The entrance of both of the theme parks was basically over the road from each other. So you just walk down in a straight line. You can have a look, see all of that, and you can spin back up. And there's loads of other shops up this way. So obviously, there's just the one huge Lego store. Then there is a big Star Wars outpost as well, where you can do all your custom lightsabers. And obviously, we are currently looking at all the Star Wars Lego that is available. And you've got all of these different helmets. And then as we come down, you have got the N1 Starfighter. You've got the AT-ST to the right-hand side, I do believe. And then as we pan up, again, going into the Star Wars 4 Plus, they do look very effective. And then you have got the Guard gunship, which looks nice. You got the Ghost. So if you're a fan of that series, that ship does look fantastic. And you got another set from Mando. And then you've got all the smaller mechs as well, which do come with slightly different minifigures. And that is a very, very impressive looking 2-pack. I think I'm going to wait until that goes into a sale. I might end up picking that up because I do like the Interceptor. I think that does look rather smart. Then you've got Chewie, which a lot of people aren't a massive fan of. But when he is holding a guitar rather than his gun, I think that does look rather clever. And then, yes, the massive UCS Falcon right beside, I do believe, against to the UCS R2-D2 as well. So that R2-D2 is not exactly small. The Cantina, that is a brilliant thing on display. And then moving up, you have got all of these dioramas, which will be changing all the time. I think there's some new ones coming out soon. So again, that display will change sooner rather than later. And then you've got the smaller block of cheese up at the top. And then you've got some more stuff from Ahsoka. Coming down, you've got all the different brickheads. Some of these, again, have been discontinued. You've got the T6, which, again, looks really nice on display right next to that bomber. So both of them do look very effective. Now, this is the pan round. So I think at some point you should be able to go up those stairs because you can see all the stuff that's at that back wall. But they have just put all of their stock on the stairs for now. It kind of makes sense just because I can imagine how busy this store gets over Christmas. So it might just be easier for the staff just having extra delivery of stock so they can keep the shelves full. Now, if that is the case, then can anybody let us know what is up on that second tier? Because it looked like there was loads and loads of different models, and that is the kind of thing that I really like to have a look at inside all of the different stores. Now, something different. I hadn't seen all of the Jurassic Park sets grouped together and built up before, and that ranges from obviously the 4 Plus from the Jurassic Park all the way into all of the different Jurassic World. I do like the Jurassic Park artwork though, so at some point when they eventually for me drop into a sale, I think they will be picked up because I have made space in my display for those. And again, if you're a fan of Lego Technic, you would have been spoilt for choice with regards to the different kinds of things you can have here. Now, that Peugeot car has always been in a sale in the UK. So you could get that now for close to £100. I think that GT went down to £79.99 in the Black Friday. And in that cabinet, it's 100 and something plus. So there was big savings to be had. Now, this did look smart. This was obviously a custom mock-up of the actual store. That does look very impressive. And then you can see, I think that's a monorail bit on the right-hand side. All Lego Technic sets, the big Ferrari, the Daytona Ferrari, that always goes into a sale as well. The bike, the BMW bike has been in a sale. Again, a lot of these sets had a very big drop in the Black Friday. And they always tend to have a big drop in the UK stores as well. So not too sure what it is with UK stores and Lego Technic, but they tend to have big sales in there. So if you are a fan of Technic and you're from the UK, let us know if you've managed to pick up any of these sets. So you can see you've got the Disney Castle and the big crane, and they are getting grouped to some of the larger sets as well. So again, you've got that massive Powerball at the back, which I said we'll be having a better look at, and here we go. So you've got all of these really nice elements in there, so you can see what these would be perfect for. If you needed any of these pieces, you can start screaming at the screen right now. Now, I think it started to jump, and I'm not 100% sure if that was just a fault in the file or the laptop was just getting tired. So I'm not 100% sure if you saw all of the stuff just before the Powerball, but you had the Titanic, the UCS AT-AT, and the other UCS set all grouped together. There it is. So I'm ahead of myself. So there's the Titanic, there's the Black Panther set, and there's the AT-AT. So I didn't miss that, so that's fine. So it just decided to jump. And now, anybody recognise these? So this is the custom little builds, I do believe, that you would have been given for some of the store openings. So if some of the bigger sets came out and you were the first couple of hundred people in the queue, that is some of the different bits and pieces that you would have got. For example, if you were going to get the Disney Castle on day one, you would have got given a special pack. I think it was like the first 200 people that turned turned up in store could have picked one of those up. Not that I'm bitter, but I did pick one up, and I was actually missing the base plate with the custom print on the bottom, so I can't actually build it because I've got nothing to stick it to. So it's just gone in my bin pile, really, of pieces that I can use never. Now, underneath here, again, some really, really nice custom displays. That I really do like the look of. And then above it, you've got the smaller Disney castle. That is actually a really good scale, to be honest. And then you've got some of the Disney 100 sets. You can see how popular that up house is because it's never, ever on the shelf. I think it's at a good price point, and it's one of those that, again, in the UK, good sale. If you need to add small balloons, just add small balloons for a couple of pence each. Obviously, you have to break that minimum order, so you just buy loads of them and then have a huge balloon display picking up your up house with some clear circle cylinder tubes underneath it. So that's what you can add to probably break you over the price point, and it will look like it's floating away. Now, the dreams. Are you a fan of dreams? Are you looking for all of the future bits and pieces that are coming? They seem to be selling well, so it seems to be a bit of an odd one. I think they're perfect for the younger demographic because actually that's what they're aimed for. And I think because they're aimed for the younger demographic, they are selling very, very well because that is the first thing that the little ones are looking at, especially within the toy stores. But then I don't know how hard Lego Dreams are being pushed over in the States because they don't seem to get any of the magazines that we get over in the UK, and there's lots of other little differences like that. But guys, I am very, very quickly starting to run out of time. So as we have a look at the models that are located on the outside of the building for the very, very last time, if you can like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Again, feedback below with regards to if you have been to this store before, what do you think of it? And if you've been here, did you manage to treat yourself to anything? Like I said, I left empty-handed coming back home. But again, it is what it is. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'll see you next one. Ta-da.